Level 1, the start of the entire game. This is where the magic happens. The way I have this game set up is I have it where if you enter a black area, in this case it's the form itself, all the red, all those are different labels. So I have it to where if you enter the form, then it would result in a loss. So let's start, no, not start page. Level 1, view code. Load. Mouse enter. What this does right here, it's the same for all the other forms. The game start is for the timer. It'll enable the timer and let the clock start ticking, I guess. And if that's true, then this happens. Game start is just whenever you click the start button, turns game start on, starts the timer, and makes this pop up, and the start button disappears. And then if you go into the black area, it'll lose, or you'll lose. I'll show you real quick. Go into start game. See, right now I'm in the black, nothing's happening. I click start game, and next level will pop up there. Has a lot of pups. I'm going through the maze, cut a short corner too sharp. Oh, went into the black area. Everything resets your time. All I did there was set time, that integer value back to 0. So and minutes and seconds, and set the text back to there, and the message box saying you went into the black area, so you lose. And you gotta disable the timer too, so you won't keep incrementing total. And that's it for level 1. We'll move on to level 2 next. And this starts the disappearing pathways. This is where it starts to get a little difficult. All that's different in this from level 1 is the disappearing pathway, so that's all I'm going to cover in here. The timers, I had one timer in level 1 to control the timer, or the time itself, and then timer 1 controls the block disappearing and reappearing. If the block.visible equals true, then block.visible equals false, so that'll make it disappear. And the timer tick goes back through there. If it's not visible, it'll go here, and then turn it back to visible. So, I'll show you that real quick. And you can see it's disappear. Man, that's a. You can see it's disappearing and reappearing according to how fast you set that timer to. And I'll show you. It disappeared and then reappeared while I was still there, so it told me I lost. So that's what that is. That's the only different thing in level 2. We'll move on to level 3. Right here, we have no disappearing pathways, but we have all these blocks right here that move up and down at different speeds. And I have one timer controlling all of those. And once again, the timer tick, if game start equals true, that's just enabled whenever you start or click the start button right there. But if that's true, block 1, if block 1 up, block 2 up, that's just a Boolean value saying whether it can move up. The block can move up. Block 1.top, once again, it's opposite. If you want to move it down, you got a plus equal instead of minus equal. And that's just moving it down 5 pixels at a time. And if you're doing something like that, that's also increasing the speed. That's why that's 5. That's 6. We go on down, you got 7, 8, and then the last one for 9. They'll just move quicker as you keep going past them. Block 1 counts just to keep track of how much it's moved, and if it moves more than 25, then this is when it's moving up. If it moves more than 25, it sets block 1 up to false, and the block has to move back up. And it's just the opposite here, you know, minus equal 5 to move it up, block count decrease by 5, and it'll move back down. And it's the same for all the blocks, just, like I said, incrementing for each block, and that increases the speed. Alright, you see they're moving at different speeds. The very last one moving the quickest by 9 pixels at a time. Actually looks like there's a little space to go through there. You go through, if you get hit by one, or if you touch one, you'll lose. Let's see if I can. Darn. No, there's no space to move there. Wow, all of them are being blocked. That's how I should have started the level. That would have been interesting. Maybe we can change that. Alright, that's the moving blocks in level 3. That's all that's different there. I got in level 4, we move into blocks that you have to actually move with instead of blocks you have to avoid. That's what these two blocks right here are, and you got your little, once again, these are labels. You just click those, and it starts, this one starts this transpad, and this one starts this transpad. And the timer 2 to control the time, timer 1 to control the transpads, and once again, if game start equals true. If you click the first, when you click the first transpad, T-pad 1 start is a Boolean value equals true. This moves the first transpad, and if it can move left, and transpad 1 dot left plus equal 5 to move it right. And remember, 0, 0 is up at the corner, and let me look at the width of the form here. Size 537 400 right there. So this right here would be 537 400, and this up here would be 0, 0. So you plus when you move right, you plus when you move down, subtract when you move up, subtract when you move left. But yeah, the timer, the distance for this one, it's just sort of a trial and error. You know, how much distance is it from here to, like, right where my mouse is, and it's 170 for that one, and 280 I think it is. Yeah, 280 for the this one up here, to move from this side to over here so you can touch. And then set T-pad left to false whenever it moves more than 170 distance. And then the opposite for moving it back to the left. And it's just the same thing for this one. So, just take a look at this code real quick. Might want to pause the video